I'm not checking LinkedIn yet on my iPad or anything, but if you are listening and you're on LinkedIn, thank you for tuning in. My name is Andrew Bennett. My co-host today is Gabé Leal, and we have a few other people here with us in Toucan, but you can't see them or hear them because you're not with us in Toucan, and that's fine. But if you want to, the link is up there on the screen. You can also scan the QR code with the camera on your iPad and join us using Safari on your iPad if you have one. Even a phone might work, but Toucan is not great on mobile phones. So your best bet's probably to join us from a computer or an iPad if you have one of those available. Otherwise, if you're just going to be on the LinkedIn app or LinkedIn website, you can hear me and Gabe talk, and occasionally you'll hear pauses when neither one of us is talking because other people are talking, and you just won't hear those other people. So, Gabe, do you want to keep? You were just a minute ago. You were talking about a big LinkedIn event that you're about to do, and I'd love to hear more about that. Wait, Gabe, you know what's weird? I feel like maybe your voice is not going through Restream Studio right now. I heard it before, but I don't hear it now.
Oh, okay. Mic was muted. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Cool.
folks.
Yeah, now you're back.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay. Let me look at my calendar real quick, make sure I get the date confirmation right because I don't want to give bad information. October 22nd, we're going to be doing a audio event here on LinkedIn, the LinkedIn Oscars, which will be hosted by Tasleem, Med,
Nice.
and Luke Matthews.
Oh, really?
It will be an audio event only, but we're creating a whole hubbub around it. I am doing a pre and post live stream to talk about the gala, the event beforehand, all the nominees. So they're going to be we're building a lot of stuff out around this. Okay. So last time, anybody that was a part of that event, there was upwards of 150 people in that room, and they held the audience for almost 3 hours for almost over 100 people in one of these events, which is pretty big. And being able to
Are you talking about the event that Luke and
Tasleem did
Taz hosted together about the dark side of LinkedIn?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was there for a part of that. That was fun.
So we're going to do it again. This time we're going to put a lot more production into it. There's going to be, again, a lot of categories we're going to be covering. So we're meeting to talk about this and build out the whole production around it. So that will be happening very soon. That is only 3 weeks away, folks. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Excuse me. That is 4 weeks away from now. So October 22nd will be the date. And we will be talking much about it in the upcoming weeks, kind of to promote it, get it done, and just get as much hype about it as possible. So, that's how we do it.
That sounds awesome. Hey, oh, cool. Yeah, so thanks, Dusty. You're faster than I am. I was, because I'm not, anyway, that's just real quick, Gabe. I'm saying hi, and Dusty is helping me, saying hi to Mary Davis and Kelsey Lips because they're apparently listening to us on LinkedIn right now. But maybe we can convince them to join us on Toucan for a couple minutes.
Yes.
I know that Kelsey's used Toucan before. I don't know if Mary ever has. But anyway, you ladies are welcome to join us if you want, or if not, keep on listening on LinkedIn. That's cool too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Gabe, when is that event? The Oscars of LinkedIn event?
October 22nd. So we got quite a bit to. It's a weekend, October 22nd. It is
a weekend. Saturday. Is it like a Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday event. We're going to do it on a Saturday. That way,
nice.
People who don't have to go during the week will interrupt their schedules. We're going to try to do it more time friendly for international crowds as well. So, yeah, we're really pushing this thing in the next coming weeks. A lot of it's going to be ramping up. So, apart from that, of course, I'm doing my everyday night live stream here on LinkedIn and across other social media planets. Oh, wow. Did not think that was going to come out, but other social media platforms, excuse me. So working on that as well. And then we're working on a few other different projects to get started. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks that will start formulating a lot more traction in the coming months. So, that's part of like what this is all about. So I've been live streaming on, on Instagram. Dusty was a guest with me last night. If you want to go check it out, on
What?
Instagram
Oh, I missed
after.
that. I'm sorry.
Yes. So last night on Instagram, I've been going live on Instagram as soon as I get done with my nightly show here on the other platforms. And she was kind enough to join me while we were like trying to troubleshoot my own Instagram issues, and had a great time. And a lot of things have been coming out of these conversations. I had a conversation with Michelle J. Raymond the other night before stuff started acting weird for me on Instagram, and I learned about LinkedIn TV. Now,
What is LinkedIn TV?
that is a mystery, but
What? It's like a new product that they're working on behind the scenes.
so Michelle is very well into like the product team and development over there at LinkedIn, and she's been working with them on like a lot of their alpha program to help with company pages and how that works. So she was telling me about a new book she's got launching here in the next few months. November. So I'm going to be doing an event with her to kind of push her book out there. But she was telling me about LinkedIn TV. She's like, there's a shroud of mystery behind what that's actually going to be. So I don't know if it'll be like its own video streaming platform inside of LinkedIn. I got no clue. She's just like, I know it's on their features board. So I'm going to be like digging deeper
You're saying
into
it's
like,
on LinkedIn's features board?
yeah, for their I guess for upcoming projects or stuff that they're really working on. So um
I
she's
mean,
somebody to follow. If you don't follow on LinkedIn, it gives really good information about some of those things that are like in the inner workings of what they're doing. Another one is Mr. Kevin D. Turner. He's always one of those as well, who has a lot of product features that they share and talk about all the time. So if you want insider information and you want to learn what's coming. Okay, they're funny because they have you can't forget them because they have a middle initial that they use in their name. So Michelle
they both
J.
do.
Raymond,
Uh-huh.
yes, and Kevin D. Turner.
What's up with people putting their middle initials on their LinkedIn profile? This like,
I don't know, but you know what? I guess
what the
because
f is that?
I don't know. Maybe they just want to be unique, or I mean,
Uh,
Kevin's I kind of understand because there could be a ton of Kevin Turners.
yeah, there are actually a ton of Andrew Bennett's too, so
So it might be
that's why I
Andrew.
do it.
Yeah, you could do Andrew what F Bennett like you do. What's that?
Oh, that's funny. I just realized that here inside of Toucan, my name doesn't say my name. It says, "What's the point?" Yeah, sorry. Well, anyway, if you know me from LinkedIn,
Yes.
my name's Andrew F. Bennett.
I want to say hello to a few people over there on, of course, on the LinkedIn side watching. Mr. Kenneth Dunner Jr. He's another
Yeah,
one. Katie J. We call him. Um, he's used his middle initial since he's been on the platform. But
hmm
hey, just saying hello to him. He's been around for a long time. If you don't know who he is, please go connect with him. Awesome individual. But yeah, man, like I said, a lot of projects going on, within the inner workings of all the stuff. And even Roseanne, had, am given insider information here, but me and Russ are trying to work together to relaunch a revamped version of the live stream guide. So went away from doing this for a while, me and him have been in talks like how to build that out again.
Gabe, we just lost your audio again on the live stream.
Oh, really?
Okay, it's back now.
I'm back.
Yep.
I'm back. Okay. Okay. Well, if you didn't hear, we're working on to relaunch the live stream guide, which if you're already subscribed, you know what it is. If not, you will be introduced to what it is in a more revamped style, in building that out. So we've been working in the behind the scenes to get together a launch date and get this done, and then start doing it on the daily. So people who want to watch live streaming can go watch live streaming. And find as many of these great creators and live streams over on this platform. And then we're going to try to scale it to some point where we could do this on other social media platforms as well. So we're trying to build a formula how this will actually work and go from there, man. So there's tons of stuff, like I said, with that, the book that I'm working on, the live stream show that I'm doing, I'm trying to work on a few collaborations as well. So tons of things to go, man. Tons of things to do, but that's what I enjoy doing. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get myself to a point of where 2023 is going to be my jump off point to go full ham as far as becoming a content creator. And
Do
so
it.
big push, man. Big push. Trust me,
Do it.
there are plenty more things going on. One of those for myself as well. Oh, that's another one. The project is or thing I'm doing. So yeah, I'm pushing myself for people who want to follow me on other social media platforms, because I'm pushing to get on Amazon Live as well.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting. I mean, I think it's cool, and especially because then people could probably, if they have like an Echo Show, like one of those Echo devices with a screen, they could probably watch you live streaming into their kitchen on that thing or something.
yeah,
But honestly, I'm not aware of a whole lot of content that is streaming live to Amazon. And I'm sure Amazon wants to have more creators using their
duh,
platform because
duh.
that for them, they're playing catch up, right? They're trying to catch up with YouTube live streams, LinkedIn live streams.
They,
Amazon, as streaming platforms go, I would say Amazon's probably still kind of in its infancy, especially in terms of adoption.
but I'm gonna tell you what. This is why it's the place to be right now, because they don't have a lot of creators. So guess who knows this?
Well,
Amazon
apparently,
knows this. Brands know this. So they're going on there and they're trying to find creators now. So if you get on that platform and early, brand deals are just sitting there waiting for you.
Should I start streaming Wordle Nerds to Amazon?
I've heard stories from other Amazon Live creators that I will not like share their names or who they are, but it's like every day now. They go on there, they can talk about something, brands reach out to them like crazy. They're sending them product like crazy. So I'm just telling like a lot of women, like if you're doing it in makeup or you have that audience, guess what? You could go do beauty streams and beauty videos and shoppable videos where they live on the platform, like a YouTube video, and they can go start buying those products. And guess what? A lot of these cosmetic creators are just sending out tons and tons of free product for them to test. No charge to them. Some of them even get their information from Amazon and they just send them stuff. Like I was talking to another creators, like I woke up one morning, went outside, it was like 5 boxes sitting out there. I didn't know
Oh my
half
gosh.
of what that stuff is.
Yo, Gabe, maybe they'll send me some snacks, huh? Maybe I should introduce like a video live stream aspect to the snack selfie challenge and
Well,
stream that to Amazon and see if I can get some companies to start
there's
sending me
already
snacks.
there's already a guy that does something in the food space over there. So if you want to go learn what that's like,
Yeah.
um, uh, his name is Randall Constant. He has
Okay.
been doing this for a long, long time. And he was one of those early ones that got on Amazon Live pretty quickly. And he's been doing it there now. And that's what he does for his living. He sits there and he talks about food product and services. And yeah, brand deals are happening all the time. And I'm going to tell you what, this is no bullshit. This is the truth. I've had over 10 to 15 different conversations with different individual creators who are over there on the Amazon platform. And this is the all same theme that they say. Okay, get ready for this.
I'm ready.
Is that of all the things that they've been doing as far as like revenue streams, this has been the one that has overtaken them all
The Amazon live streaming part?
because they make so much money.
Okay.
Amazon does not have a lot of
This is good
creators.
to know. Okay. This sounds like a job that I could do remotely from anywhere.
That's the wonderful part
So,
about it.
so
Is
if I
that
want to
you
move to the UK,
yeah,
I could still have a business that's like based in the US and brands
around the
US
world,
based
Andrew.
brands.
Andrew, around the world, not just based in the US, around the world, because Amazon goes around the world. So you have
Oh, I know.
international connections
Oh, dude,
wherever
I
you.
know. I just used the amazon.co.uk to send a bunch of snacks to my girlfriend in Cardiff.
Mhm.
I mean,
And here's the
so
thing,
yeah,
it's everywhere. And guess what? They already built out the infrastructure to do all these things. They just need salespeople, which is the creators. Because here's the smart thing they figured out. I
right,
don't want to pay celebrities to do it
right.
because
They're too
our
expensive.
return investment is not going to be the same. So let's
Right.
build up creators, average Joes, people that go on there
Hmm.
to build them up on the platform. And um, you know, I talked about this with Chris Stone, who was on my show Thursday evening. If you want to go watch this again, you can. Gonna pub myself, of course. But he's an Amazon creator. He does this on his weekly show, and uh, again, man, they he said they show up in droves. It's in a lot of creators that are already on the platform are like telling them, he's like, hey, shh, don't say nothing. You're gonna ruin this for all of us because there's not that many. So a brand who might be looking for somebody, they're desperate to find individuals who can go on there and can hawk product pretty much. So, and the thing is, you have no commitment to none of these brand deals. Um, I had a conversation on a live again with Billy Thorpe, and he's one of those over there, and he'll tell you as well. That was where he was like, "Man, I am just killing it over here." He's like, so much so that he's for a while giving up doing content on other places because he's committing over there for the next 3 months and making, hopefully, he's like, I'm making more money now than I did with other affiliates and partnerships and everything else. So I'm like telling people, go take the opportunity. I'm not on there yet, but that doesn't mean I can't say somebody else, hey, if you have the social media platform, the social media following on some other platform, um, and you might be interested in doing something like that, it's worth the shot to just go um, try it out. I mean, you never know. That's where I'm telling people like opportunities come from anywhere and everywhere. So just be mindful of it. And that is why, like I said, my goal is that. Yes. Okay. So Amazon's again, this is why I say they will overtake it at some point in the live streaming game because they make it so easy. You can go to amazon.com/influencer program. They are taking, these are the ones that they really want you to look at. They want, if you have a Facebook following, a YouTube following, a TikTok following, or an Instagram following, or a Twitter following. So every other platform except LinkedIn. So if you have a nice following over there and it meets what their qualifications are, is like what numbers an influencer might have or how you have influence, it's simply going over there, logging in, creating a brief profile, not even that much, and then you just connect your socials, and it tells you almost like instantaneously whether or not you're approved. It's that simple. They've made the process like in 10 minutes you can find out whether or not you're going to be an you're can be a part of the Amazon influencer, and then from that point it's just like going in and following all the prompts to get everything set up. But once you're there, and of course, it's learned by fire at this point because everything's still relatively new. But um, other people are doing it already, and they're making a pretty good living. The thing is, it's not just about the product. The what I'm learning as well. It's about how you can sort of dictate a story. So if you can tell a story about things in your everyday life, you can make some money, man. Or if you just want to go in there and share. I mean, thing is, again, my thing is like create as many revenue streams as you possibly can, and that's just another one of them. So yeah, I'm really pushing to get on that platform apart from what I'm doing because I'm already live streaming, and I might as well just get 4 or 5 different revenue streams all going at the same time and let them sort of be my funnels to create. So
Do it, Gabe. Get that passive income. I mean, I know you're working hard, but it's like once you set up enough stuff, it kind of creates a situation where, especially you have some pre-recorded content that still funnels towards revenue streams. You can take a week off, you can take a month off, and you'll still be pulling in some money based on the work you've already done.
absolutely. That's what I said. What the shoppable videos are just like your YouTube page, except you have profile information and stuff already linked to them. So if somebody goes back and watches one of those shoppable videos and buys product, guess what? Boom, instantaneously, you still get income coming in. So my thing is continue to do it. That's why I said for me, the streams are going to be about the book that I'm writing, then doing my live streams, doing Amazon Live, then going and speaking in person. So a lot of in-person conferences and stuff. I'm investing into doing that. Monday, I'm having a individual on. She's going to talk about what she does as her name's Carla Howard. We're going to be talking about what she does for speakers and like what she does with helping people formulate their own their own path to going out there and booking gigs to speak in public. So that's the thing about having a live show. I'm actually just getting pretty much free information from all these creators and having them on. They're like, hey, listen, let's talk about what you do. And then I'm like getting notes as well. So yeah, I'm crafting. I mean, I'm using what I have already to kind of figure this out all together. So lots of awesome things going on in the in Gabe's world. But enough about me. I want to hear about the other awesome people that are here joining us. I mean, I know about Dusty, and we learned a little bit about Birdie, who are here on Toucan. So you guys can't see them. So na boo boo. So you don't get to see who's here.
Actually,
Sorry.
Gabe, you know what? I would love to hear. First of all, yes, Kelsey, I'm still here. Thanks for asking. Um, but I would love to hear Sam say a little bit about the community that he just started. And of course, I realize that people on the LinkedIn live stream will not be able to hear Sam,
Yes.
and that's fine. That's part of the functional on the invisible live stream. But at least those of us who are here in Toucan can hear you, Sam, and then they can also ask people on LinkedIn can hear the questions we ask you. They just won't hear your answers.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Well, thanks, Andrew. I appreciate it. My name is Sam Swirsky. I've recently created a group called Career Brand Champions. Andrew was our first member. You actually joined before we even were technically
pre-launch.
So
yeah, I joined the pre-launch.
Coding stuff or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
No. I just because you guys had the pre-launch promo going on. And I just I like the type of stuff that you share and Jonide and Chris Hennessy, and I just wanted to support what you guys were doing, you know.
Thanks, Andrew. That's hugely appreciated.
You're welcome.
So the community where we've brought in some expert level coaches on the job seeking side, on the branding side.
What?
And
Sam, you know what's funny? Sorry, I just got to tell you, and you probably won't mind. Kelsey says she actually can hear you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably can.
Gabe, you know what? That's probably leaking through you because you have that funky stuff going on with
yes.
Okay.
They can hear you.
Newsflash. If anyone speaks in this event, your voice might go out to the LinkedIn Live, but obviously your video won't because I'm not showing any video on LinkedIn. I'm just showing the original promo image that has the QR code. Thank you, Kelsey, for letting us know about
Keep
that.
going, Sam.
Keep going, Sam.
It's a community for anyone that's wanting to use branding to further their career, find new opportunities. We've got a good group of people in there. It's very community focused, where we're all helping each other fulfill our goals, keep going on our challenges, what we're trying to get out of life. Very encouraging place, but it's a little bit unique in that we've got all these different coaches from LinkedIn, especially that have joined together to help with that. So it's a paid community. If you go to my profile, it's right there. There's a link right there. So
Ooh.
type in Sam's first name, pretty sure I'm the only Sam's first name. Advantage of having a funky name.
I'm curious. A few things, Sam. So, number one, where did the idea come from? And I'm putting on my interviewer hat. Sorry, I'm getting to.
No, go for it. Go for it, Gabe. Yeah.
Okay.
Came from, I was trying to figure out a way to provide the most value for the least amount of money, because a typical coach is going to cost somewhere around $100 or more to meet with, and it's worth it. Like I highly recommend, if you're trying to increase your visibility on LinkedIn, or find a job or something like that, hey, go find an awesome coach and invest. But I'm like, okay, well, what if I can get these coaches into a community where they're talking with a lot of people at the same time, and it's more specialized content, and people can ask specific questions. They can ask the coaches to make specific posts, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, this might work better as a community. And I have some experience being a community manager with some other projects, and I'm like, hey, I think this can work. We're on Mighty Networks, which I think is probably the best community site for a paid community like this. So
Awesome. Yeah, and I've used Mighty Networks in the past. I used to know a gentleman who actually had like a place where you could go reach out for guests to come on shows, and I used to go poach a lot of them from over there. So I missed his network; it's gone. But yeah, I'm very familiar with Mighty Networks, and just a few other questions. So, what do you think is going to be unique about this community as opposed to some of the other ones that are I'm seeing being created right now? And just in general, like, how do you want to kind of construct this in a way that's going to um, keep it, number one, community focused, and then number two, how to help it at some point eventually want to scale, because as communities grow, you do have to build a little bit of infrastructure to kind of keep these things moving along.
So the coaches help a ton with the infrastructure.
Okay.
And I am not overburdened myself. I'm the community manager, which means I can step in and help them, but they're running their own specific channels. And then as far as it being unique, I'd say one area is that I think sometimes when you join a community with, I wouldn't really call myself an influencer. I'm not sure I'm at that level, but you join a community with an influencer or something, you got to be a little careful about what you can share. You're like, well, I don't want to share something that's maybe stepping on their toes, or maybe I'm sharing something that, will draw attention to me. And I've had a couple of conversations with people lately. I was talking to this recruiter lady, and she was interested in joining. She's like, but I would, I got to be honest with you. I'd be interested to join because I might want to find people to hire out of the community. And I'm like, that's great. Like, that's fantastic. If that means that somebody leaves my community and then they don't want to be a part of it, I don't think that's the best strategy, but everyone needs to do what's best for them. So I would say what's kind of unique is, and I was in a conversation with another gentleman the other day. He's like, well, not really sure that, it would be best because I want to share this stuff, and that might not be, seeing the best. I'm like, no, the whole point of the community is that you're able to brand yourself. So you're able to brand yourself in the community, and however that works best for people. I mean, if I have this attitude where it's like, no, you can't share certain things, and I just want to lock you into the community as long as possible, well, that's not a loving place, and that's not what I'm trying to achieve.
Okay, few ideas.
Sam, sorry, can you describe or explain what you mean by being locked into the community?
Oh, well, yeah, it's just month to month. Not that anyone would ever be locked in. It's a month to month thing.
Well, yours is, yeah, but it seemed like you were contrasting your community with other communities where people might feel locked in. And I'm just wondering.
I didn't mean necessarily locked in a monetary sense, but you've paid to get into a community or something, and you want to share something. But I've been in communities where I understand it. I'm not trying to judge any other community or anything like that.
Hi, Carl.
I hope I'm not coming across that way. But it's a place where you can really be yourself, and you can share what you want to share. And you don't have to feel like if you come into the community and you're like, okay, Sam, you know what? I've actually discovered I want to start my own community. I'm going to support you in that. So I'm still kind of figuring all of this out a little bit. I've done this before. I've worked with some awesome people, and we've got some amazing numbers. But this is I would almost say like a holistic community. We're learning with each other as we go forward. So
Love it. Love it. Well, one more interjection before I go to CSW, who's shown up here. So, but have you thought about integrating? And the only reason I ask why things are unique because I love to give people ideas like how they can actually fuse this thing out. So, have you ever thought about integrating crypto and blockchain into what you're doing? So, I know you might have other creators that are maybe there or maybe not, but I'm going to tell you what. Um, I know a few. I know a few who are already doing this now inside of communities. So, for example, just an example, somebody says, "I want to join a community," and they can integrate the ways that they can actually build into blockchain and into the metaverse of where you allow them to join your community through their Meta wallet or wherever, and it lives on the blockchain at that point. And then you're integrating your memberships into blockchain, into smart. I mean, it can all be built out. This is all still fairly new, but trust me, I'm investing in learning how to do this because there's going to be ways to do this with content in doing non-fungible tokens and NFTs. And people think the NFTs are just art and stuff. People, there's so much more to this community wanting to learn what that stuff is and how it's going to be able to integrate in the future. So I think that would make another sort of interesting little dally into what your community could be different than just about everybody else's.
That sounds cool to me. I did not even know that was possible.
Sam, I'm going to let you connect with a guy who is so in tune with a lot of this, and his community is already in tune with this as well. Because again, if it helps you be a little bit more unique and brings in a bigger scope for people that you want to join that community, I'm all for that. I'm like you. I love sharing these sort of tidbits because that is just how my mind works, man. So we'll talk afterwards. I'll connect with you and
I'll be quiet now. I'd love to.
yes, but let's bring in the amazing Mr. Vulnerability himself, none other than somebody I still have yet to have on my show, Mr. Carl Sean
Well, okay.
Watkins.
But Gabe, I'm just going to interrupt real quick because this is my first time ever being in the same live digital space. Well, same live bi-directional digital space with Carl Sean Watkins. So, hi, Carl. Nice to meet you, and thanks for coming. I've seen your live streams on LinkedIn before, but that's not bi-directional, right? That's just me watching you. So now I feel like I've actually met you, and it's really cool that you joined us. Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
I appreciate you guys. Yes, my feelings is hurt. We've been knowing each other years.
Yes, we. I got to look. And I feel shameful because I already had your co-host on already. So I'm gonna get you on. I'm gonna get you on though.
Yeah, even invite me out, Andrew. I appreciate it, man. Had no idea of any of this. Of course, this is not my realm of expertise, but I tell you what, there's so much that was out of my realm before the pandemic came. Now it's becoming a part of it, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. Though I didn't ever understand it or thought it wouldn't apply to me. A lot of things have, and it's made learning and writing and the content that I do. It just made it just so much more fun to do. I got to get you on my show, Andrew. You as well, Dusty. Got to get you guys on. I will get you on. Unlike certain I will on my show.
I think that was a jab at you, Gabe.
We go way back, man.
That I saw him and I think Travis was one of the first ones that I ran across early in doing the show. I kicked out on the show. Somebody told me that I wanted to do content, and I said I wanted to do shows because everybody had a show on about pivot after pandemic, pivoting. What are you gonna do with your skills? How you gonna do how you work? And I did not want to join that fray. I wanted to have a show based upon real talking, real communication. What's going on? How is it to work from home and have your kids here schooling and you're working and you guys at the same table?
Hey,
How's this stretching
Carl,
your
do
life?
you know Travis Storms?
I know Storms and Light.
Yeah, but have you ever had Travis Storms on your show?
No, I sent my out to Travis. There's a few of them that's been knowing me for about a couple of years. So
Oh no,
I'm on manhunt.
because Travis Storms is all about work from home. I think he even updated his headline recently. I mean, most people know him because he posts pretty pictures of the sunrise and the sunset, or says "Hi dear" and some jokes like that. But on the serious side, Travis Storms is a big advocate of work from home, and I bet he would love to come on your show and talk about that. I can't speak for him because I don't know him that well, but I know that he cares a lot about that topic. So if that's a focus topic of your show, he might be interested.
No, it was in the beginning. I don't even
Oh, okay.
so much as that. And yeah, Travis in New Jersey, so me and him are not too far from each other. I'm in
Okay.
New Jersey too. So no, I mean I'm just saying in the premise of that's where the space we were in.
Mm.
And that's what everybody really wanted to, like, talk about their pivoting, getting, how can I work now? Things have changed. I can't go in the office, that kind of thing. But I was really wanting to have a conversation about people in their feelings. How are you really doing with this? How's this doing with you mentally? How's it doing with you? So yeah, we kind of started this. I started the show with that, and now we got real talk. We just bring people on, experts like you guys. Definitely, this is something that definitely would like to have you on, Andrew, talk about. Gabe has already been on our show right around. I'm ready for him to come do part two.
Yes.
As well, and everyone else. I'm just ready to take us to the next level because that's what we're looking to do. 2023. Try to get into some of these avenues. We have not had any blockchain people on, and we have not had any Bitcoin people on or NFT people on, which I have really I just haven't been in the circle with them. Kelsey, I've been trying to get her on forever. Our schedule's never aligned, so I couldn't get her on. But I'm looking to do some great things, and this is like amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I got
A couple of years ago, I would have never been in anything like this.
right, and
Yeah,
I got see. Look, I'm here together with Carl Sean. So if you guys,
Oh,
so, but here's the cool thing is that if I wanted to, I could go jury rig an actual conversation with us and him not even actually be there.
yeah. But Gabe, when you do that, that makes me think of Running Man
Yeah.
and how they had the fake news.
Yes.
Like, wait, come on, Gabe, you don't want to get known for that.
I'm gonna make all of them be like, hey, I had Carl Sean Watkins on, and you're not gonna believe what he had to say with me.
Oh, you know who's funny? A lot of her content recently.
Oh no.
Oh, you're playing an audio clip of Sam. I was like, wait a minute, Sam's not talking right now.
Oh yeah, because I was watching you guys and I couldn't see.
Yeah, but Gabe, what I was saying is that it looks like Dusty just took off. Thanks, Dusty.
Oh.
Bye. No, there's one of my connections named Linda Ashok, and she posted a picture of like her meeting Elon Musk, or her with or when she went to the Twitter headquarters, the same place that Junaid went to. But it's like she's just really good with Photoshop or Canva or something like that. But I feel like Gabe has a similar sense of humor. He's like, hey, look, I'm having this interview with so-and-so, but really it didn't happen.
I've already had an interview with Gary Vee.
There you go. I know, right? Yeah, that one was awesome.
So yeah, I can if I find the right video clip, I can have an interview with just about anybody. I can bring them in, and I'm still learning more creative ways to do this. I mean, I found ways to put myself inside of other people's TikTok videos.
Seriously? In the not pairing them side by side, but actually putting yourself in the videos?
Yes. So I can because of what I'm using to stream with, I can bring in an image inside of my studio, and
about Ecamm?
Yep. And I can just pull myself into any video screen you want me to, and I can be right in front of them, front and center, without them even knowing I'm there. So I posted a few on TikTok, and then I actually shared one on LinkedIn. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Feedback. Too close to the mic. But yeah, I'm figuring out how to be more creative with a lot of them. So um, that's the whole fun about wanting to do any of this stuff for me is like used it for for me. It's starting out with how to use it creatively and then how to construct it afterwards to show people how to use it for their business. Um, so that's where, like, for me, that's where I'm going with the next step into doing this is like how, because people are like, well, that's great that you can do all these funny things and all these creative things, but how can I use it as a business owner? And then that's where we put on the thinking cap and go, let me show you. Let's blow your mind away a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the avenue I want to look. That I'm really looking to, and that's what I'm trying to learn. Not so much learning where I can actually do it, but learn what parts of what you're doing can be effective for me in growing the business.
it,
How can I take this
look,
here
look,
and put it on?
I can show you how to do it and make it look like you're together with another presenter. As long as both of you have like a green screen and just a light green, it doesn't have to be expensive green screen. Um, it can be just a piece of green cloth behind you. That's all I need.
A
Hang,
piece of
post it
green
up,
cloth.
just a green piece of things of felt, anything that you can buy. I mean, I've purchased a like a $10 piece of felt cloth and hung it on my wall and then put my camera on there and then using a green screen and just a little bit of lighting. um, I mean, you can do simply by doing that. Me, excuse me, I'm sorry. Me and another live stream creator that I had on my show, we were like sitting next to each other almost, and we virtually hugged. I got a photo. I'm gonna post it in here so you guys can see what I'm talking about, like how fun that was to do. And they're like, well, how can I do that in video? Well, if you're doing a virtual summit and you want to have 2 or 3 presenters together, as long as you guys are virtually presenting somewhere with a green screen behind you, I can take your image as a producer, bring you in together, and it looks like all 3 of you guys or people are standing together in the same conference, sharing. That is how visually, structurally you can change something and make it where you can bring people together. And even in virtual conferences, in any workshops, and how to use this to again present what you want to do business wise. So if it's recording um, video content, and what I love about this software that I'm using, it takes a lot of the work out of having to do post production. And if anybody's ever had to go back and edit a video or even paid somebody to go do a video, um, you know how much time and effort it costs to do these things. So if you have a more cost effective measure that you can use beforehand, would not that help your business? Would not that help you, like,
Would
you,
not.
you know?
You became so formal, Gabe. I'm not used to hearing you speak that way.
Yeah, Gabe's kind of educated brother.
I am. I try to hide it, but
Yeah,
That's cool though.
just having a conversation with him sometimes can be like
um,
kind of like blow your mind because you see what he does, and just to put it all in kind of perspective of the knowledge base he has, man, it's
well,
pretty interesting.
it's like anything that you share in business development. You have to see it in layers.
Yeah,
So you have to see, so that's the way that you create. You create in layers of how you want things to be presented. It's the same thing you can take structurally and use it in any form of creativity that you do. And that is even in business. So in doing presentations and things like this, why do you think it's some of these huge tech conferences that they have? They put so much into like what is being shown behind you as part of the whole experience of hearing somebody, excuse me, hearing somebody speak. That's the whole thing about it, is all this stuff that what I'm talking about can play in what you do as a creator. So you could actually again film your own video summit and uh, share it out to however many people that want to share it out to. So um, that's just how you can use it here. But I just use it for fun. I use it for shenanigans because I love to test stuff and just be goofy as hell. And people are like, and that's okay. If I go on here and I'm doing it to like share out jokes, that's what I'm going to use it for. But there's just so many ways that you can, again, change what you want to do in the course of your business, because what speaks to people more than anything else is the visual aspect of it. Um, this is a visual medium that we pretty much live and exist in. Even though we're doing one where you can't see us, there's still a visual that goes along with this. So, I mean, then again, that can be how you could use it to your advantage.
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask Birdie to talk about her art, but I think she left to go play games in Beast Club.
Oh,
Oh, but Alike is making a comment through LinkedIn, and so is Guy Graves. Alike and Guy, if either one of you care to join us here in Toucan, it would be awesome to see you. But if not, I know that I personally will hop over to Beast Club a little bit later, and but I feel like we could talk a little bit longer.
yeah.
Sorry, Carl, I didn't interrupt you, did I? You guys, it sounded like you guys were kind of wrapping up.
No. I'm listening, man. I'm listening. When I get into audiences like these, I kind of listen and take notes. I'm an old-fashioned note taker.
Okay. No,
All
I
right.
just
Well, while y'all
for
doing
a
that,
while I was kind of ignoring the chat on LinkedIn, and I just noticed comments from Guy Graves and also from I noticed comments from Guy Graves and also from Alike Chambers, and I know both of them are members of Beast Club, so I might see them over there when I go to play games later today. But if either one of them cares to join us here in Toucan right now, they could show us some of their artwork. And
all right.
like Guy Graves is an artist of a couple different types. He does signage. He also does some really interesting paintings. Alike has a clothing line. She has a really cool hoodie that she designed. I think the brand might be called Orochi, if I'm pronouncing that right. So if either one of them want to join us here in Toucan, they could show us some of the things they've made recently. That would be fun. That, you know, when we did this, the first Invisible live stream, we did, the event was more centered around show and tell, and we had people showing us things that obviously were not visible to the audience on LinkedIn. And now Gabe is just showing us funny photo montages, which is cool. But yeah, anyway, I'm just throwing that out there to remind people that that is one of the intended activities in this event, is if people want to show off anything that maybe they want to show to a small group of people, but don't necessarily want to show to all of LinkedIn
Yeah.
or whatever, you know, we can do that.
So
But if
this
not,
this
sorry,
video
go
right
ahead.
here, this
Yeah.
video, this photo you see right here, this was all created virtually.
Who's the guy with you there?
So that is Billy Thorpe.
Okay, I don't know him.
So there we are together. I mean, and I mean, had we planned it out even more, we could actually make it look even more realistic. This is just something we threw together on the
Gabe, I
fly.
think you should adjust that. I think if you adjust the scale and the relative position, you could make it look like he's putting his head on your shoulder. I think that would be really cute.
I have one. Hold on. I think I have another one of where he did. So we just did it like this, right? And I just took. Let me go back and see if I can find it. Just one second. So he tried to lean in a little bit on this one here.
There you go.
Where we were like doing this in there, but this was all created again virtually. So this is how I said I can put you, as long as you have a green screen in your and you can do just well at lighting. We were sitting here like we were sitting next to each other. So if you do it like were you standing and it's almost like you're at a podium or something, you can do this all within a live stream, and or even in a recorded session where you're trying to push out content to a specific audience. So somebody that could be halfway across the world, and you know, I'm just going to use this in say in Japan, and you're in the UK, and you have somebody in the US, and you guys are coordinating all this together to record it. You can make it look like appearance wise that you guys are all there, sitting at a conference table if you wanted to. You could do. This is what I'm saying. If you want that experience, it can be created. Trust me. So
Cool. Hey, Gabe, real quick, I'm just going to say a couple more things about the chat on LinkedIn. First of all, Alike mentioned that she won't be able to join us today because she's not at home right now. And that's cool. Hopefully we can do another one of these in a couple weeks and she can show us some of the like her hoodie and other things that she's got. Also, a friend, Garen Bulani is saying hello, everyone.
What's up, Darren? What's
Oh,
up?
Garen
Gabe,
Blaney.
you're funny. For a minute, I looked up at Toucan and I thought you weren't there anymore. Then I realized there's two of Carl Sean Watkins. Hey, Garen. Anyway, if you would like to join us right now here in Toucan, please do. I'm not sure how much longer we'll be here. We might be wrapping up in the next few minutes, but if you care to join us, the link is it's right there on the screen in front of you, or you can scan the QR code with an iPad if you have one of those, and join us through Safari on your iPad. But anyway,
yeah, this is yeah,
okay, continue. Just didn't want to ignore the audience.
No. Please do. Make them feel part of the conversation. But yes, technically, the limitations of the level of creativity that you want to present and the imagination behind it. If you just put your mind a little bit to it, you can create anything that you want to virtually now. And like I said, this is how I teach people how to do it in the structure of doing it in their business. So, I mean, those are just a few little things that I can just show you. There's so many more that are apart from doing this on a scale where people want to do it for their
Gabe, what do you
business.
mean by doing this? Do you mean live streaming?
Content, video creation, live streaming, any of this. The limitations are no longer there. I mean, you can take anything now, anything, as long as it's a recorded piece of video, audio, whatever, and you can use it. And I'm going to use this word because it does sound scary, but manipulate it in any way possible that you want to, as far as it goes to sharing your creativity and content with the world or somebody else's. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So you can just.
What about the drawbacks of that?
So
Because I know one of the things
drawbacks. Yes, there is.
I always think about that. Yeah, that manipulation piece. I always talk about that when I was in the army, because a lot of people don't know this facial recognition was out when I was in the military in the early '90s, right? So that it's not new to certain ones who had the ability to have it or have access to it. So now I look at this facial recognition, I'm like, oh, shit, you guys are slow to the game. But we talked about that, and you talk about how you can manipulate me being sitting next to maybe, anybody that I want to, and that right there. That has the great effects, but that also has the greatest diseffects as well.
Mm-hmm.
I could be manipulated to be doing something tremendously horrible.
Absolutely.
And that could go, viral as well. I had a gentleman tell me that a buddy in my circle from overseas, he says he's hooked up with someone on there. He didn't say LinkedIn, Facebook, I think it was. Well, anyway, the premise of it was he hooked up with them, and they were supposed to be doing this photo thing for him. He sent them photos and whatever, and they was going to send him a portfolio back. And what they did was manipulate all these photos, with all of these bodies that they put on them, and they was trying to blackmail them to not put that out on social media.
Who is trying to blackmail him?
The person that he hooked up with. Because who he hooked up with wasn't who we thought he hooked up with.
Oh.
They was supposed to be. He was trying to do. I think someone was saying to do the headshots or whatever and make a portfolio of him, but they were overseas and he just had to send them the pictures of what they wanted to make the portfolio out.
And you think they were just using it for facial recognition stuff?
No, I'm saying how the bad part of it. I'm saying that he sent it to them, but instead of them making him a portfolio of pictures that he thought he could use for his business, they put him in compromising positions with those pictures that they sent. And they was utilizing or trying to, I don't know really what happened to him.
I mean,
7 months ago. Yeah, and they were trying to utilize that and sending them back to him saying, we're going to put these pictures of you on your social media and let people see them. And of course, they was all kind of compromising pictures. So when I say that, a lot of people are suspect of that aspect of what you're talking about, Gabe.
Well, absolutely. But you know what? Can I tell you this? They could do it without you.
This is true.
I don't actually, in all reality, unless you're just off the grid, I can go find anything on you and use it against you. Absolutely. That is already available out there now. I mean, you can actually take photos of old people that you might have in your life and they're no longer on this earth, and you can animate it to where it looks like they're crying or their eyes are moving or anything else. That technology is already out there, guys.
Yeah. No, I mean, think about there was an old ad campaign that had I think it was Michael Jordan in a yearbook photo, like of a high school or college yearbook photo, and then they animated it to make him talking.
Talk. You can do
remember
anything
that.
nowadays. Look, it's scary, but my thing is to also look at it from the perspective of how I can actually use this in um, to my advantage as well. I mean, and so that's what I want people to do is to realize that look, you can think about the bad. That's like anything in life. Anybody can do anything in life. People can steal your identity in a heartbeat, and you don't even have to know about it. Trust me, it can happen it happens all the time, and it still continues to happen all the time. My thing is this is like build it up to a point where people will understand like that is no way that is that. If somebody even tries to blackmail you with it, they would be like, no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Because I think somebody done it to me when I first got my Instagram account. They
Really?
yeah, a trader, forex trader or something. Well, anyway, they hijacked the account and they sent out to at that point I think I only had about 200 or 300 people on Instagram anyway because I wasn't really on it like that. And they sent out a message through that account that said that I gave them $500 and they made 5,000. You guys should join this too because this is what Carl did, right? So immediately, everyone who knows me, especially on social media, I have never said anything about. I don't even tell you about buying what I offer as services. I just tell you what I do, and tell you where to go. I don't even sell my own services. So I had a lot of people reach back out to me and say, "Man, what is this nonsense they got on here? I knew that wasn't you. I didn't even click it or sign up for it, because I've just carried that kind of people know who I am on there. That, like you were saying, Gabe, people can believe it because a lot of people was letting me know, and I didn't even know because I wasn't on Instagram like that.
Yeah.
So people saying, yeah, somebody took your account, and then they replaced. The only thing they replaced was my photo identifying it, but they left all my pictures in there that I had, everything in there, and they was making up flyers where they were sending to people saying I gave them $500,
What?
and they made me 5,000, and they were saying, well, if he did it for me, you guys should join. So he's really just trying to, he or she, it was a picture of a lady, but he or she that was doing it were really just trying to manipulate people to send them $500 because they thought that I did.
Hmm.
Dang.
And again, just in this case, they did it without even you knowing.
Yeah, because I had no
So
idea.
so my
I saw that picture that you just pulled up.
so my thing is if you're able to do this on your own, then you get the advantage and the benefits of it instead of having to go into fight an uphill battle. So this is why I say use it in your business, because then if you're already using it in your business and you're already doing these things where you're like, hey, this is my program or everything else, it's like, why would I want somebody else? Why would I go to his program when he's doing this for his program? I was like, so you take advantage of it. You control your own media. You control the way that it goes out to people. Um, and then in those cases, it's like people now they could poach all the stuff that I have and created, and they can go to like even I get people all the time like I can monetize a YouTube channel for you. Like, no, you
Oh
can't.
man, don't they get on my
Well,
nerves with that
I tell
stuff.
them no, you can't, and they're like, why not? I said because I use licensed music. But if you want to go ahead, please do. Because then you're going to get media, you're going to get Warner Media, you're going to get all these other companies that are going to hit that account and take everything that you own the minute that video goes out, because YouTube has the software to stop you from doing it. So please go right ahead. You're more than welcome to. But all my videos, guess what? All my intros, they have licensed music. I've done it where there's shows where I have licensed music in there. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to mute your audio. They're going to mute anything. So you can go steal anybody's video and anything else, but you're not going to be able to monetize on it. And that's why, like I say, the streams that I use to monetize are going to be mine and mine only. Um, so again, that's why you don't have to, but that's why I tell people just be creative with what you want to do out there and use it for your business. And that's what I do. I help them figure that out for their business, what that is for them. Um, so like in your case, Carl, I mean, oh, look at
What's that?
it's
Oh, cute. Roseanne, what's
Is that a tabby?
Yeah, he's a rescue named Dash.
Dash? Ooh, I love it.
Dashed out somebody else's door when he was 2 months old.
oh,
Got my front door, pitiful, wet, in the rain. Sorry, you guys didn't need to interrupt your conversation.
Oh no, we love
He
cats.
never stopped by for live stream, so today he's unwilling.
Beautiful. Too bad Birdie already left. Birdie loves cats. Birdie would be very happy to meet Dash. In
Yes.
fact, when we did the first Invisible live stream a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
I don't know if you find my profile and look at the post I made today, Gabe made a comment on my post, which includes a piece of artwork, if you want to call it that, an image that was generated by artificial intelligence by one of the attendees of the first Invisible live stream. A guy, our friend Ben, was using this AI image generation software, and we plugged in keywords based on something that Birdie was telling us about. Birdie was telling us about one of her cats named Dave Growl, which is a play on words for Dave Grohl, the musician, right? Birdie has a cat named Dave Growl.
Great.
And
Yeah.
so Ben typed in that, and then I also, for whatever reason, we put in the word sushi. And so then the image that was generated by the artificial intelligence looks like Dave Grohl, but he has whiskers, and there's sushi on the plate in front of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up for you guys so you can see it there for those who are here watching. But yeah, that's why I said we love cats. I have had two. My brother has two,
but they're cute.
Images using Restream or what, Gabé?
So this is I'm using Ecamm Live, and Ecamm has their own virtual cam that I can bring in my images through my phone. So if you have an iPhone, let's just say if everything is already on your iOS platform and you use it, it's simply plugging your phone in to the computer and it'll recognize it instantaneously as a camera. And I can just go into my settings here and add it into my live stream as a separate camera. Here, hold on just a second. And then it brings it.
Class for $197.
Wow.
2 weeks or something, Ecamm.
Well, Roseanne, just so you know, if your question is about sharing images inside of Toucan, you don't need to do what Gabe's doing. I mean, it's cool that Gabe has that, but there's also a blue button at the bottom that says share, and you could just share like another window that's on your computer, like either another Chrome or another browser tab or another application like Adobe Acrobat Reader or PowerPoint or whatever. Like you can easily share your screen or an app or window from within your computer inside of Toucan. But what's
the bottom is about sharing. Oh, I see a plus. I see looks like a spot, like a rifle.
Oh, it should be to the left of that. Although if you're on an iPad right now, you might not have the screen share option.
Okay.
If you're joining us through a computer on the Chrome browser, you'll have buttons like an orange button that says present and a blue button that says share, so you can share part of your screen. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, definitely. If you join through Safari, you have fewer options in terms of sharing or presenting. And Gabe is on a full-blown computer, as am I. So that's why I was thinking in those terms that you have other options of how, if you wanted to share some image or some other thing that you have inside of Toucan.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Hold on.
So much, guys.
Where's
The cool thing about what Gabe's doing is so Toucan, as with many other platforms, limits screen sharing, so only one person can share their screen at a time. So say I was sharing an image from my computer, Gabe wouldn't be able to do screen share in the traditional way. However, he could still use Ecamm to put an image up in the place of his video window.
Yep.
So it gives him the power to do a workaround that most other people wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah, I can pretty much hijack.
Not exactly hijack, because I'd still have my image being shared.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have to wait your turn. You could just
I'd be like,
put your thing up there for people to see, even though I'm trying to show something else.
True.
Wait your turn, Gabe. Wait your turn.
Well, no, this is Gabe's turn. I'm not showing anything right now anyway.
How long did it take you to learn all this? Sorry, Carl.
No.
Well, going back to what Carl was saying earlier, I mean, I think for a lot of us, we started experimenting with video, both video meeting environments and live streaming when COVID started. I know that prior to COVID, I didn't have live stream access on LinkedIn. I never even thought about it or wanted it. Toucan is a platform that I discovered, I believe, in either September or October of 2020. And then I started using it in December of 2020 to host events for a group I created called the Multilingual Monday Meetup. I still host those events occasionally, but there's a lot of other things I can do with Toucan besides Multilingual Monday Meetup. This is one of them. This is just another way of experimenting with kind of a mashup between two platforms. You know, realizing that there's more reach on LinkedIn because a lot of us have more than 1,000 connections on LinkedIn. So if you start streaming, people in your network will often get a notification, hey, Carl is live right now, Gabe is live right now, Andrew is live right now. And people might just click on that notification and see or hear the stream, right? Whereas if this event was entirely on Toucan, who's going to know about it? Maybe only people that I sent a direct message to, and that's if they opened the message, that's if they cared.
Could you do a Toucan, not Toucan, on a live stream, showing your Toucan link like you are on your current LinkedIn Live, and also having another camera focusing on what I'm seeing right here, so that everybody could be experiencing this?
Yes.
Would that be a workaround?
I could. Well, so the thing is, I chose not to do that this time.
But
It's
you can.
intentional. It's the intentional irony of it being an invisible live stream, right?
Why do you even want to do an invisible live stream?
Because nobody else did. Why
Why
not try something new? There's so many live streams out there that are showing the speakers. The whole point here is FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Like, wait, all these people can see each other. I can't see them. Oh, maybe I should get onto Toucan and see who's talking. Right. It's very intentional. I've done.
Roseanne?
What'd you say, Carl?
I say that's what drew me because I went to the live stream of what we're so used to watching and getting our information, right? And it's a black screen. So now my curiosity is piqued. Okay, well, how do I get involved? Because it's not, even if it's not, or at least I don't want to admit that it's the fear of missing out. Fear of missing out is taking over.
I'm surprised Garen Belani didn't jump over here because he's been really kicking butt, upping his video game and his micro studio.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Roseanne? I'm not to be a jerk, but I'm going to say if anyone's going to promote Garen on this show, it should be Garen. He should come in here and join us and talk about what he's doing.
He should.
But in the meantime, I'll give a further answer to your question, which is I have live streamed events that were hosted in Toucan. The one I just mentioned, the Multilingual Monday Meetup, that event happens in Toucan, but the first hour of those events is a couple people, guest speakers, giving presentations on the focus topic of that particular event. We did one for Pride Month, we did one for Women's History Month, did one for Black History Month. And so during the first hour of those events, the presentations are happening in Toucan, but the video and audio are being live streamed out to LinkedIn. And so people that have never used Toucan, maybe they're afraid to try something new. Okay, you can stay on LinkedIn, you can see and hear the presentations. And then when the presentations are done and the Q&A is done during that first hour, we stop streaming to LinkedIn, but we continue to be present here in Toucan for people that want to network with the presenters, they want to meet other attendees, they want to practice chatting in different languages. So the experience continues often for an additional hour inside of Toucan, but only the first hour of this event gets streamed out to LinkedIn.
Can I share a small story?
If it's
Yes.
about you, yeah. Not about Garen.
Don't worry. I am off that, but I saw him in your LinkedIn Live. That's why I brought him up.
No problem.
Anyway, you mentioned the languages, and I saw you speak Mandarin. And what else?
The languages I'm best at, besides English, are French and Spanish. But I've also studied Japanese and Mandarin, and I'm not fluent in any of those, but I'm working on it.
I was in the Navy and viví en España para 3 años. I lived in Spain for 3 years.
Nice.
And I had, as a matchmaker, I'm a headhunter.
Okay.
So I tend to look for people who match what very particular searches are for super eligible, good-looking dudes.
Nice.
And they have to be kissable for me to take them on as a client, or I can't sell a girl to go out with them. So that's the backstory.
That makes sense.
Who speaks 4 languages. He's from Belgium and Paris, France.
Cool.
And, he wanted a Latina. And I thought, well, what Latina events are out there? I went to a Spanish speaking school where they had an immersive art class that's
Nice.
within a mile of where I live. And he came as my guest. We didn't find her there, but it was really a cool idea to go headhunt at a language immersive. I went to the Univision 40th anniversary, and I met El Gordo, and I said,
Really?
yeah, you ever heard of him?
Yeah, and I used to watch Univision a little bit too.
Really?
When I was going hardcore into studying Spanish.
Right? Why not?
I watch Telemundo more often, I'll be honest, but I did occasionally watch Univision as well.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So you got to meet El Gordo. That's from El Gordo y la
La de
Flaca, right?
Flaca.
That show?
Yep.
I was gonna say that El Gordo. I said,
Did you
what's
meet La Flaca también?
the fat lady skinny? No,
Yes.
I met her in person. They were up on the stage doing their thing, but my girlfriend, she brings animals from the Humane Society to
Nice.
get adopted. She's from Ecuador,
Okay.
Sula Meyer, and she speaks Spanish obviously fluently. And she's a huge dog lover, so she's part of the team at Univision, and she invited me as her guest because she loves me and
Nice.
wanted to support my search for this beautiful Latina. And I did meet two there. One was married, but I'm like, hot girls know hot girls that are sharp, and if she's smart, my girlfriend's gonna be smart. So, and the girl was just beautiful, and I mean beautiful inside. And that was a fun adventure. And she wanted me to meet El Gordo. He took a picture with us, and I'm like, they call him that to his face because he is a very, very big man.
I know. I mean, the fact that the show is named El Gordo y la Flaca means obviously he's okay with poking fun at himself.
But it's like what you guys are doing. You're figuring out how to draw in and brand and get people to you and get people talking.
Yeah.
I really am glad I'm here with you guys today.
I'm so glad you joined us too, Roseanne. Thank you.
There we go.
Keep teaching. I'm going to stop talking.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for helping us test this out. It's a different vibe from the first one we did a few weeks ago, but it's also really cool. The one that we did a few weeks ago was a lot more visual. We had people showing artwork that they created, both Ben, the thing I mentioned with the AI generated images. Also, Birdie was here showing us some voodoo dolls that she had made by hand, cutting and sewing the fabric. And then a lady, Julie, was here showing us like a painting that she had hanging on the wall. And it was very visual. This time it's more about the conversation, which is fine. It's there's still a distinction that I notice. I mean, people could be listening on LinkedIn and get almost the same experience this time because it is more conversation-based event compared to the first one. But they don't get to see our facial expressions. They don't get to see the stuff that Gabe is showing us with his ECAM magic. Or your cat, for example. Your cat.
Can you post a link in the LinkedIn chat to the video where I can see what the AI person presented?
Well, just if you look at my post that I shared today, like go to my profile, look at the post I shared today. Gabe made a comment on that post. There's not very many comments on the post, so it'll be easy to find. Yeah, Gabe put a comment and he put up the image that is based on Dave Grohl eating sushi.
Yeah, and then I even have I'll post a few more like we were talking about me as an avocado.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they made an AI of what I would look like as an avocado. And it's based off keywords. So just what it literally does is it goes and he inputs a photo of of who you are, and then it just goes off of a keyword search of like certain things that you might want to see. So if you might want to say, what's your cat's name?
Dash.
So what would Dash look like as a dog? And and it might like go and input it and AI structurally like make that sort of image, and it gives you a few images like what that would look like.
I wonder if I could do some fun matchmaking.
You could. That's what I was going to say. You could actually take the idea of saying, what would our kids look like if you posted two individuals or.
What I'm thinking is there a way, because my couples are
Yes.
Is there a way to redo their images so nobody can see what they really look like, but we have avatars?
Yeah.
And is there a way to modify the voices?
Wait, and also modify the voices, or you mean just modify the appearance?
Full voices. So I would, and or they might just not want anybody going, "Hey, John, is that you?
Uh,
Oh yeah, you can absolutely. Voice manipulation is so easy. There's
But can they unmodulate it or can they?
no. Once it's recorded and it's modulated, um, it will be so hard to try to clear up the audio to see if that's somebody
yeah,
recognizable.
you can reverse engineer it to figure out and recognize the original voice.
You'd have to have government technology to do
Yeah, I'm thinking of
next level artificial intelligence to find out to decipher. And if you're willing to go that far, then you probably already have the ability to do it now. So my thing
Yeah.
is,
Well,
so
also,
it-
Roseanne, regarding the question about the visual aspect, I mean, a lot of people have Apple products like iPhone or iPad, and I believe that they have that thing. I don't know if it works for live video call. I think you can use it inside of FaceTime. I'm not sure, but also within their video recording things that you can replace your video image with like a digital overlay that follows your facial expressions. A lot of times people do it with an animal face. I've seen people do it with like a panda face or a tiger face, but I think you can also do it with kind of like a cartoonish looking human face and match hair color, match skin color, but the face shape is almost like a really simple action figure or like a Lego person, right? Like a pretty generic kind of roundish face. So like it's the facial appearance is not tied to the original person's appearance, but you can consciously select skin color and hair color and maybe eye color to make it slightly representative of you. And then even if you're doing like a recorded video message, it'll move the eyes and the mouth to match your facial expressions while you're talking. But the end product, oh, there you go. Kind of like what Gabe's talking about, stuff like that. So now if Gabe talks, or I don't know about the opening and
yeah,
closing eyes because that's Buddha, but
you could actually, all this stuff here, the technology and even to change the voice.
you could make Buddha talk.
Yeah, I could make Buddha talk, or I could do just about
let us hear your Buddha voice, Gabe.
um, Confucius say. I don't know what I need to get well, this one here doesn't have the ability, but I could if I wanted to. I'd have to open up voice mod, which I'm not trying to do right this minute because might tax my computer a little bit. But um, like if I were to do this together, though, and record it, you can manipulate it in just about any way possible. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to always just let's see.
Ooh.
So you can change. You can do again face
That's funny.
recognition,
Do I
and
look like the devil or a man with a bad sunburn?
I can look at do just about anything. So if you again, y-
Hey, Gabe, just so you know, if we might be getting lucky, Kenny D might be joining us.
like you could do just about anything by opening up.
What am I thinking? And the bubble over the head?
Yeah, or I could be a cat. I mean,
I'm thinking I would love a series of tech subjects that if you guys ever wanted to offer that as a live and teach people the things that you know.
Well, Gabe has something. Oh, what's up with the eyelashes? Gabe kind of has something like that in the works, don't you, Gabe? Like,
yes, this is actually already heading in this direction of like how to build all this stuff out and actually interact it with what you can already create with what you have in your phone. Like the like this part, what I'm doing here now, of course, is a little bit different, but you can again, you can literally change anything and everything that you want.
I'm
And
seeing your computer screen too, by the way. Do you see that you?
yeah,
I'm seeing
because I have it open, but if I do
the
that,
sunglasses. Yo, look at the dancing.
this George Michael. No, almost a George Michael, but not.
but again, this is how I can do this. So even if you see me now doing this, look at this. Watch this. I could add music if I want to. So now you're watching me here.
What things can you do?
I'm talking with music.
Gabe is a master of multitasking. I'll tell you that.
And so, as long as I know what the parameters are, I anything can be. Again, like I was telling Carl, anything can pretty much be manipulated. So if you did this with like clients and be like, hey, listen, I can keep you totally anonymous.
That would be a fun section. How to be incognito and have fun with your guests.
Exactly. And be like, you see, I thought about this the other night because when I was doing my call-in shows.
That could be a
uh,
whole series. That could be a regular. I'm listening.
so when I was doing my call-in shows and talking about it, I was like, well, I could have people call in and I can disguise their voice. Because when people call in, and they hear and they go, oh, I know who that is. That's so and so. So if somebody's familiar with who they are, I was telling myself, well, you know what? I need to open up my voice mod, and I can take your feed that's coming through my interface here and manipulate it so they won't know who it is. So I can make you like a deep throat informant and cover it, cover your voice up so people are like, I got no clue if that is. I don't even know if that's a man or a woman.
But
I
you
mean,
couldn't get it out of the original source of Toucan because I'm broadcasting straight into Toucan, so it has to be somebody who's sidestepping and coming in through you.
yeah. So, but it
Wait,
can.
Roseanne, are you asking about like if there's a video meeting platform with integrated like facial replacement?
What I'm understanding, which is just working out my brain immensely, um, is me. There's no space time interruption between my talking to you live and it appearing on my screen. So the voice modulation would have to occur within Toucan if I'm directly plugged into.
Not necessarily, because like for example, what Gabe's doing with Ecamm, it's replacing the camera's actual vision of Gabe with the digitally altered image or video feed, right? So Toucan doesn't know what the camera sees. Toucan knows what Ecamm is feeding it. So likewise, if there was something that was going to alter the voice,
It
like
wouldn't. It couldn't dictate.
Toucan wouldn't know what the original source is. Toucan would only know what you're delivering to it. So like say you go down, and this is I'm sure the same with other programs as well, not just Toucan. You go down to options here and click on device settings and then click on microphone. Like right now, you might only have one option, might be the default built-in microphone on your device. But if you're connected to something like Ecamm or some other app that would alter your voice, probably in the drop-down list underneath microphone, you'd be able to select that app as your sound input source. And then Toucan or Zoom or whatever platform you're using is only going to have that audio accessible.
I get it. I'm not going to go crazy about this because men are so visual. They want to see what the real girl looks like, and most girls would be willing to go on. It's the guys that probably really wouldn't be as game.
But you know what? If it's one way, I feel like that's a little weird. Like I understand when it's asynchronous, that's different, right? When it's asynchronous, maybe the one person's willing to share their photo before the other person is. But when you're talking to somebody live and only one person can see the other and not the other way around,
Yeah.
that's a weird dynamic. That's like when I do a video interview with a company and they're looking at me, but I can't see the people I'm talking to, like for a job. I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate this.
Yeah.
Think through. That's a thing. Think through. Don't you like that? Like walk through.
Yes. Like.
Yeah, we're doing it.
That's the whole thing.
It's really cool to be receptive to have this conversation and to really explain. I mean, you're taking the time. You're respecting your audience and really valuing them.
Well,
I think that this platform should just be full because the amount of expertise you two are bringing is off the charts, and it's not anywhere that I've seen on LinkedIn.
Yeah. So I got.
Maybe that's why we're partially off LinkedIn right now. No, but in all honesty, this is, I think, our way of showing appreciation for you actually showing up, because there's a big difference for me between somebody tuning in to the LinkedIn live stream for a couple of minutes. It's super easy to do. They just click on a thing in the app, tune in, maybe type a comment, go on to something else. You actually took the time to sit down and be here with us, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
It's the commitment.
we want to show our appreciation by answering some of your questions.
What's your goal? What's your vision for both of you?
Oh.
Gabe, I'll go first because I think my answer will be shorter.
Be short. Go first.
My vision for the invisible live stream is let's see what happens. I just wanted to try something new, something that I felt like hadn't been done before, and maybe in a sense it was a way to see, like I mentioned before, the multilingual Monday meetup events that I posted, and in the beginning they were only on Toucan. I was not streaming any portion of them to anywhere, and attendance was good. I promoted them. I put a lot of time and effort into promoting them. Sometimes I would get up to like 20 or 30 people here inside of Toucan for one of those events. Once I got streaming access and I could start streaming on LinkedIn and figured out how to stream the first hour of those events to LinkedIn, what I noticed is that in-person attendance, or meaning people actually coming to be on Toucan during the presentations, it tanked. It went down because people tend to follow the path of least resistance. If it's easy to just watch the live stream through LinkedIn and what they're really interested in is the presentations, they're not going to join us on Toucan. They've never been on Toucan before. They don't want to create a profile or start an app. A lot of them, they need to download and install something when in fact they don't because it works in the web browser. But fine. So that's what
energy for me to get on this app.
Yeah, and I appreciate you doing that, So, it was just like, it was a little bit disappointing to see the attendance numbers go down for those events because I put a lot of time and effort into organizing and promoting those multilingual Monday meetup events. So when I thought of this idea, I was like, well, what if the event is intentionally designed to be primarily on another platform, but there's just enough of it going out to LinkedIn to reach people in my network, or in this case, also reach people in Gabe's network, because he's my co-host, and Restream Studio allows you to pair the stream to multiple profiles. So we're simultaneously streaming to my LinkedIn, and his YouTube, and his Facebook. So, and now Gabe's sharing his screen with us here inside of Toucan, but of course, people on LinkedIn and other places still can't see that. All they see is the generic.
The generic stuff. And this is what I wanted to teach people as well, and want to do. Okay, hold on.
I don't think she hears you.
Hold on. Do. Wait a minute.
The irony is that I hear him in the stream. I hear him in LinkedIn, but I don't hear him inside of Toucan.
Okay, hold on just a second. I forget that when I change it over here. Hold on.
Yeah, Roseanne, if you're still listening on LinkedIn, you'd be able to hear him right now. But
hold on.
When you said Linda Ashok's name, it sounded like something I'd like to look up, but you said something else I wanted to know right after it, so it got emptied out of my brain. I turned up the audio on my LinkedIn because I don't want to
Okay.
audio on LinkedIn.
Here you go, guys.
Right.
Okay.
I love the time delay because I was able to look at the LinkedIn app or listen on the LinkedIn app, and you said her name.
Cool. And in the LinkedIn app, the captions should be working. I didn't test them, but I think the closed captioning should be working, at least for Gabe and I. It looks like there are captions.
Okay.
Oh, and it's picking up you too, because I see captions now saying the audio on my LinkedIn, that was you speaking. So the captions are working. If you just hit the little CC icon at the bottom of the video feed, you can turn the closed captioning on and off inside of LinkedIn.
Okay. What I wanted to show you guys is...
Sorry, Gabe, just one more thing, because I feel like Roseanne might find this interesting. Another part of the reason to do this on LinkedIn as a live stream and not as an audio event is because the live stream becomes a recording that people can check out later. LinkedIn audio events are not recorded, and there's no replay available.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Gabe.
Okay. So this is where I see my goal of using something like this. Is that when I bring in people to do live tutorials, and I want to say, hey, I got 5 people that want to join me, and I'm going to show you how to actually walk through how to learn how to live stream and using Ecamm Live. What Ecamm Live does is it now allows me bring in, here's the problem with doing it through Ecamm. Ecamm can only allow you 4 people in the room. Someplace like Toucan can actually bring in what, 10, 15, 20, 25 people, however many. So if I want to do a workshop on how to show you how to live stream in the moment and how to actually do things, this is how I can actually use this. So I could bring in 10, 20 different people who can join me, and I can literally walk them through the process and have live Q&A while I'm doing it in this platform, and like showing you, oh my God, how did you do that? Easily, let me show you how. And then walk them through the process. And like, this is what I can do. I can literally bring in myself right there. You're seeing this live. I'm putting myself in the corner, which you guys are watching on the share screen. I can bring in any different sources, anything that I can do, walk you through how this process is built out. Like I can show you how I build out like one of my live streams. Let me move this to the back real quick.
Like a Canva tutorial.
Almost in live, and I can show you how to build out how my presentation will look when I'm doing my live stream. So when people see this across my live stream, I can bring in, this is what I love about Ecamm, no limitations. Watch this. I can use the same camera over and over and over again. This is the camera.
What do you mean by over and over and over?
You're going to watch. I can bring it over and over and over again. The actual image. Look, I'm showing you now. You guys are just watching on the screen. Watch this. There's no
because you
limitations.
have two cameras feeding into your Ecamm software, right? You got the webcam plus the phone camera.
This is just one camera. Look, what you guys are seeing in the circle, and what you guys, I can do this over and over, and I can do this 10 times if I want to.
You could be your own Brady Bunch, right?
Yes, I can.
It would be the Gabé Bunch.
I can bring myself in 10 times, 20 times, however many times.
You could put different images in each one of these cameras. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. I can use the same camera feed. See, most camera softwares, or most softwares, will only allow you to bring in your camera feed as one source. Ecamm will let you bring it in multiple times. So I could,
How would you use it?
I'm going to show you.
Ooh,
So I'm going to show you how you could act.
We need to hit screen.
Now this is here. This one up top is the separate source. Okay. But in terms of how you could actually use this, right? You could record. This is what I love about it. I could do this in, like, once you have this set out, you want to know how people, when they record a song and they use 5 different harmonies with the same person,
how's it going?
this is how it can be done. So I can literally take this here, and the only thing that I can't do right now is because I don't have the sources set up.
Prosecco. I love
but
Prosecco.
if I had it set up this way, I could record one with one harmony, one with the other, one with the other,
cool.
one with the other, all using the same camera feed. And it gets everything the same way.
And how do you combine the audio?
Before I forget, I just want to tell you that
So because I do have a
at the
different
end of
audio
October. I'm
streaming,
gonna
so
be
I
in
have a
Cardiff with my
Rodecaster
girlfriend.
Pro, but I can bring
I'm
them
also
in
gonna
all
meet
as
up with a
separate
few friends in
sources.
Bristol.
And here's another thing too. Wait,
Doesn't it have to be pre-recorded, Gabby?
no.
You
Yeah.
can't sing 5 ways at once.
The,
This is I'm trying to follow you.
no, you can if I have it.
you wanna
If I
come
had
to
it set up,
Bristol on
I don't
the
have it set up
last
now,
Saturday
so
of October,
I could actually
I'll
bring
be
in
meeting up with a
one,
couple guys,
two,
a
because
couple UK
this is what I love about Ecamm. Ecamm has a
UK-based
virtual camera. I
friends,
mean, just like I have a virtual camera, so you
in
can see what I'm
Bristol
doing
on the
here.
last Saturday
It's
of
got a
October.
virtual microphone, so I could bring in one
But,
microphone that I'm actually using
if-
here.
You
It
probably
could
have never
recognize
used
it as
Toucan
a
before.
separate
I just
microphone
wanted to
source
tell you that
as
I'm going to
well,
go back to the main circle
right?
where Gabe is.
You getting me? You following me?
If you see that in the middle
Okay,
of that
so I could
circle,
already
there's a
take
white
2
button that
sources
says,
there, right?
if you just
And
click on
change,
that,
I could
then you
actually
can
change
go into that
those 2
circle with
voices
as well.
out from doing this as well. And then I can also add a secondary or a third microphone
see you soon.
source
Thanks for coming.
with my Rodecaster Pro. And I could pick up 4 or 5 different audio sources all at the same time and have them out of stream, and you guys wouldn't know the difference. Like if I hide it and you don't see it, I could have 4 cameras set up, 4 different microphones set up all right here. And each of them could actually be tuned to its own voice. So I could set up the audio to have a high harmony, a low harmony. You could do it all. You just have to have the time and the setup and a few pieces of equipment, and you're good.
So it's modulating that you're talking about doing into the separate audio sources. It's not you actually singing the song 4 different ways.
No, it's not me singing it for.
You can't harmonize.
Yeah, you can't.
Modulate. Okay,
Some little
But-
T-Pain action.
A little T-Pain action, but but if you give me time, I'm pretty sure there's apps that already do it. People do it now that they can take their audio and run it in there multiple times live. I am going. I'm going through. No, Andrew's going through Restream. Oh yes, we are in Restream.
Yeah,
Actually, we
Gabe's
are
in Restream because that's how his audio is getting out to LinkedIn
to the
Live.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So yes, we are in both. But like this is how I would build out my live streams, and I show people. So if I wanted to show them to build out a master class, like what it was, I would want to do. I could change the settings on this one, change the settings on this one, and then let me take this one out so it's not confused. But then I could take this here, take this here,
Cool.
and now you would see how my live stream would look if I had two different guests. So these are with two different cameras, of course, but this is my stream cam. This is my other cam, doing the same thing where we're like here. Now, this is how I was able to interview. I recorded myself. I did an interview with myself.
Mhm.
I did it. Yes, I've done an interview with myself. So let me change this to custom. Customize this. I will give it to you when we get off of here. But okay. But I interviewed myself, and what I essentially did was because of this software, this is what I did. So I set it up prior so that I know what I look like on screen. I did it with a live and a recorded. This is how I do it. I recorded my answers.
Yes.
Okay, to my thing, so I would know exactly how I'm interviewed. And then once I recorded my answers, I could feed it into my live stream, and then I interviewed myself. And I just did the live part, the question part, live. So my record, my
You just have to click. It's kind of like jump shot, is what you're doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just essentially me take.
Live on the other camera until you feed in your answer.
Well, the thing is, since it's recorded, and here's what what people didn't see, is that Ecamm gives me a timer of like how long my video is. So all I had to do was just coordinate the times of when my answer actually started. My feed, the video feed kept going live the whole time. So the video feed is just,
The answer camera.
yeah. So then in that point, that is how I was able to record it and just like interview myself.
I have so much fun with that.
why do you think why do you think I love doing this? I mean, let me see if I could give you a demonstration now of how this works. Um,
Just so you know, Jim Wolf just joined us from
Jim,
the UK.
yes, Jim.
This is cool. This is so cool.
Thanks for coming in, Jim.
Let's see. Hold on.
It's worth the effort of
Oh, hang
getting.
on. Can you hear me?
We can, but we can also hear the echo when you're, because I think whatever you're hearing through LinkedIn is coming through your microphone.
Yeah, I'm trying to work it all out. I'm trying to learn this stuff at a rate of knots, and I've had far too much to drink, so it's a bit of a challenge.
No problem. I'm glad that one of us has a bottle of Prosecco nearby.
Somebody
getting
needs
by
to
with
enjoy.
green tea today.
Somebody needs to enjoy themselves. All right, let me find the video feed of bringing this in.
I could see you were playing around with this, Andrew, right? Because with the two cameras, I could see you jumping in.
Yeah, the reason I did that, Roseanne, is because you were pointing out how the main profile I'm using inside of Toucan today is the one that says "What's the point?" and it didn't have links to my LinkedIn profile or anything, and I was like, oh gosh, I forgot that I hadn't set that part up. So then, using my iPad, I signed in, and so my iPad is now signed into the same event using my primary Toucan profile, which has the same picture that's on my LinkedIn profile, has a link to my LinkedIn profile, and stuff like that. So now it just makes it easier for you to see like who I am, because I was not trying to be incognito. I just had forgotten to set all that other stuff up with this new Toucan profile.
Well, as much as you guys are this tech savvy and connecting people at an advanced level, I would want your name to be highlighted everywhere you
Well,
are.
thank you. If you can
everybody
thank
can.
I'm not against that. In fact,
I'm not
even though I
against that.
recently
In fact,
started a new job that
even
I'm
though I
very happy
recently
with,
started a new job that I'm very
oh
happy
look
with,
at this Gabe with Gary.
look at this game with
My
Gary.
new job is
Oh, look,
in
Gary.
California where I
My new
live,
job is in
and
California
really
where
I want to
live.
move to the
And
UK
really,
later this
I
year.
want to move to the UK
So yeah,
later this
because
year.
my girlfriend lives in
Really?
Cardiff,
Yeah,
and I
because
want
my
to be over
girlfriend
there
lives
with
in
her,
Cardiff,
and
I want to be over there with her, and
And isn't Cardiff by the
not
sea,
that one.
by San
I'm
Diego?
thinking Cardiff, Wales,
not that one.
No,
I'm thinking Cardiff,
west,
Wales.
west of Bristol.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I know
West
which
of
one you're
Bristol.
talking about, Roseanne, but
Yeah,
there's
I know
another
which one you're
Cardiff in
talking
the
about, Roseanne,
UK,
but there's another
and that's
Cardiff
where I
in
want to
the
be.
UK,
I'm going to visit
and that's where I
in a
want to
bit,
be.
but I
I'm
want to
going to
move
visit
there,
in a
and
bit,
that means
but
I need to
I
have
want
a
to move
job
there,
that
and
is
that
either
means I need
based
to
in
have
the
a job
UK
that
or
is
a
either
job
based in
that
the UK
might be based in the
or a
US but
job
allows
that
me to be
might
in
be
the UK
based in the
most of the
US
time.
but allows me to be in the UK most of the time.
I'm
Where do you
near
live in
San Francisco. I
California?
live in San
I'm
Mateo.
near San Francisco.
My
I
job
live
is
in
in
San
Mountain
Mateo.
View.
My job is in Mountain View.
Yeah.
Cambridge. I
Yeah.
went to Mills College and lived in Berkeley for a while and worked at Naval Air Reserve
Oh,
Alameda,
cool.
NAS
Those are all
Alameda.
places I've heard of.
Oh, cool. Those are
Yeah.
all places I've heard of.
Yeah. And there's Jack London Square. I fell in love
That's
with
in Oakland, isn't it?
Jack
Or that's in
London.
Alameda?
That's in Oakland, isn't it? Or that's
Yeah.
in Alameda?
Yeah, it's in Oakland. And it's they have this first and last chance saloon that if you ever get a chance to go
Uh-huh.
to a complete dive,
Uh-huh.
I think it's still alive. And Jack
Oh, really?
London used to go there.
Oh,
And
really?
and it's in one of the earthquakes the bar became slanted. There's like 3 tables and a slanted
Oh, they left
bar
it slanted?
in it.
Oh, they left it slanted?
Yes, oh yes, you would never.
Wow.
This is a log cabin.
Okay, I want to go back.
And
Because I've been to
Okay, I
Jack
wanna go
London
back.
Square, but I haven't been to that
I've been
bar.
to
It
Jack
sounds like
London
fun.
Square, but I haven't been to that bar. It sounds like
you
fun.
kind of have to know about it. It's in a corner, and there's like a historical marker. I don't think they can actually tear that thing down. And I went through during I was moving from Washington, D.C. to Washington State to work on the 1990 Goodwill games. And it was during the World Series
The
with
Oakland
the A's
A's?
and
The Oakland A's?
the A's and the Giants, right? And so you went into the bar, and they want to love everybody in the Bay Area. So the bartender, I still remember to this day, he had the Giants on one side of his face painted and the A's on the other side. And I just thought, this is cool. You go into the bathroom there, and they had a speaker, and they said, Roseanne, we can see you. And I was like, whoa. But so it's like it was just one of those, people forget to live.
Fun is really important.
Fun. And fun is just so
Oh.
I think
simple.
Gabe and I don't
You know,
forget. Gabe and I
yeah.
know that fun is important. But you're right. A lot of people forget to have fun sometimes. They're too focused on like what's practical or what
They
has
do.
the immediate ROI. And sometimes you got to do something that's fun just because it's fun. And it might end up having this unplanned ROI down the road, which is even better. But even if it doesn't, you had fun. And that's really important.
Yeah. I thank you for having this conversation. And I gave Gary V a ride. I share the story whenever he comes up. When he was speaking at Marketing Props, and Rohit Bhargava had his first book, I think, Personality Not Included. He was having book signing when they actually had bookstores.
Barnes and Noble, or what kind of bookstore?
Barnes and
Noble, or what kind of bookstore?
Oh, wow.
I think it was Borders, right by the Fashion Square. And my car, my old Mercedes 380 SL, made to look like a it was an 83 convertible, white, blue top. Awesome vintage car. And he agreed to let me give him a ride. He was one of the speakers along with Ariana Huffington, Chris Brogan,
Wow.
Peter, what's the guy from the
You
Herald?
gave him a ride to the bookstore or from the bookstore to somewhere else?
To the bookstore from the Fort McDowell Hotel and Casino where the event was.
Nice.
And I said, because I was the first one who asked him, I said, I'll be your taxi. Where can I take you? I want to know. But my car broke down.
Oh, while he was in it?
While he was in it. He was so chill. He was so cool. I pulled into a gas station and I begged a complete stranger with a truck. I said, we just broke down. We're on our way to a book signing. It's only like 5 minutes away. Our friend is speaking. Would you give us a ride? Like, the guy's like, sure, hop in.
So you and Gary V hopped in this truck with a stranger and got a ride to Borders?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Isn't it cool?
Did you get a selfie with Gary V and the truck driver?
Oh, I don't think we were thinking about that.
Yeah.
And I don't think the truck driver would have wanted it.
Yeah.
He didn't want any money, and I think I insulted him by leaving $5 in his little tray in the middle.
Oh,
Because he was just a good man.
wow.
You know, yeah. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it was fun. Gary's been great. My girlfriend Mari Smith had a birthday party, and she did like a 24-hour live, or I don't know, it was a lot of hours. And I was at her place in San Diego, and I texted Gary, or however I got in touch with him, to come on her live stream. And this is back in the day.
And he showed up?
Accessible on the live stream. Yeah, to wish her happy birthday. Help
That was after the book signing thing?
Yes.
Okay. That's cool.
So,
So,
not like right after. It's just timeline thing. Gary has been so accessible. That's part of his shtick.
That's
It's part
awesome.
of who he is.
well,
All right.
yeah, and it seems legit.
If you guys
Gary,
can,
sorry, Gabe's going to show us this awesome interview he did with Gary.
this is how I said it. This is
First, Roseanne, I just want to mention that Gabe and I have a friend named Jacob Schwer, and he's pretty active on LinkedIn. And there was a time during which Jacob kept commenting on Gary V's LinkedIn posts and adding like really funny selfies in the, like Jacob would take a funny selfie and put it in the comments of Gary V's LinkedIn posts. And I think he was doing it on another platform too, not just LinkedIn. But eventually Gary noticed and wrote back to Jacob.
That's cool.
so. This would act. This is where it takes just a little bit of work. So if I took a piece of video like this one that I have here now, this is the whole video, or is it not? No, it's not. So I could actually ask him. I could actually interview him, and so okay, so I could go like this, like, hey Gary, tell me a little. Like I could ask him, tell me about how you feel about how things are going in the world these days. Like, what is the thing that really concerns you? And then
It's very hard to hear Gary.
what's that?
I think when you
his
shared
audio,
that
his
tab,
audio. Hold on, his audio.
yeah,
Hold on, let me turn it up. It's slower down. That's why. Tell me if it sounds a little bit louder.
still very faint. Maybe when you share your screen, you have to check that box that says Share Tab Audio when you're sharing like a Chrome tab.
Hold on, system audio. No. Because all this is run through Ecamm. So let me turn it up a little bit more. Hold on.
And is the reason for anxiety at scale. And I would argue that in corporate, in business, bosses that use fear instead of humility, which triggers safety, is the missing trait of the majority. I measure, how do I define how to measure?
So I went through and I edited some of this, but hold on, let me find where, because you got to find, this is where I said, you see the timer down here though?
And it's like legal for you to do this, to repurpose?
If it's, as long as it's parody and I'm not monetizing it, absolutely. And it's not used in a slanderous way. So yes.
Like no,
Parody.
like with a G, like Weird Al Yankovic
Yes.
making a funny version of a popular song.
So as long as it's not slanderous and liable, people do this all the time. People create videos like this all the time. So I could sit here and go, as long as again, it's like content that I can say, hey, I did this with Gary and we talked about this. I can take it and do whatever I want with it. And right. So as you can see, I'm going to, so it won't be as loud. I just want you to see the whole idea was it behind so you can see, but this is how it would be done. So as he's speaking, right, you see there's a timer going on down at the bottom of the screen here, right? You see this timer? You see, okay. So all I have to do is know when my prompts are of when like he stops talking and I can interject my next question into the interview. And that's all I have to do. Nobody else sees this but me. This is why I said this is the magical part. I'm the only one that sees this. So I know by looking simply at that prompt when he's going to pause and I can go, great answer, Gary. Thank you so much, man. Next question, like what would you do like afterwards? And I can take any interview with the president, whoever.
What kind of disclaimer do you have to put in your video?
None. Because like I said, I don't have to. This is public content that he has on YouTube channels and everywhere else that people can go watch. It's just, I took the feed, I edit it down to what I want him to answer the questions. And I can almost make it like I interviewed him in myself.
Oh, I did not capture that in the original setup.
Yeah. I mean,
So you can.
I would say it's a slippery slope, so, but, I think if, as long as it's obvious, like Gabe said, if it's obvious that it's comedy or it's a parody,
Yeah.
then you're not really trying to trick people into
Look,
thinking
I'm going
something
to tell you
that,
this. It can be.
Knowing how you did it.
Yes. Like even if you want it to be malicious in what you want to do with your intent. There's a gentleman called Nathan Does. I can't remember exactly how he goes, but I mean, um, he created a whole coffee shop called Dumb Starbucks using
oh,
their
yeah.
logo, using their logo,
Yeah, yeah.
using their logo. And as long as it was
Is that the
used
same
on,
guy who opened Not McDonald's? Or is that
yes.
a different one?
So as long as you can take somebody's actual logo like Starbucks and use it, just as long as you're not using it in terms of slandering their um, certain things about what they do. I
Hmm.
mean, it can be done. He made it a overnight sensation and it went viral.
I
Um,
saw that video. I mean,
so
he actually opened up a physical coffee shop and was,
physical coffee shop
but
with
I think they weren't selling the coffee. I think they were just giving away free coffee.
exactly. So you're not monetizing this is the same thing here.
It's just a
I'm not
publicity stunt,
monetizing this
basically.
content. I am creating it under the guise of creativity, and I can share it and use it however I
Hmm.
want. I'm not going on my YouTube channel and say, "Hey guys, thank you so much. Uh, sign up for this because I had Gary Vee on." This
Right.
is
Okay, so give me a mini walkthrough, Gabe, of your 0 to 75 mile an hour presentation right now, because you got a YouTube clip in here, you've got Restream and Ecamm Live and Toucan and
Yeah.
multi-camera.
So Roseanne, you know what? Just real quick, I'm watching the Restream studio on my side,
Yeah.
and this event is coming up on 2 hours. So I feel like it would be a good time to close out the streamed portion of what's going out to LinkedIn. That
Absolutely.
doesn't mean that we need to leave our conversation here in Toucan, but I
I'm
just
gonna
want to
appreciate your time,
just
guys.
take.
Really
No,
important.
no, Roseanne, I'm saying like we can stay here and keep hanging out in Toucan, but just real quick, I want to see if Gabe wants to make a closing statement before I end the stream, which is going out to LinkedIn.
everybody. Hey, just thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a fun couple of hours, like just sharing a lot of the stuff that you can do. um, as far as like being creative and wanting to talk and share like how you can use these sort of ideas beyond just the scope of what you think what you see on your screen. There's so much more to being a creative and wanting to learn how to again use the technologies and capabilities that are already at literally at our fingertips to create whatever it is you can envision up here. If you can envision it and you can do it, I mean, you can see it out, you can now just pretty much translate it to whatever you want. And it's only getting better by the day. So the technology is getting even better. My friend Robert Berry does AI. Listen to this. He does AI with his own image.
Seriously.
It actually creates his own words for him. He's done a
Uh,
video where he's using the
I know
software.
Robert. I didn't see
So
that though. I'll have to check that
he's
out.
actually done an AI where it's like looks like him, sounds like him, is everything him except it's not him. It's crazy.
Gabe, you know
It
what? I thought you were making some closing remarks, but now it sounds like you want to talk about Robert.
no, I was just
We
saying
could save that for next time, or we
you
could
can
talk
say my
about that
next.
after we end the stream. We could talk about
Yes.
Robert after we end the stream. It would actually be awesome to have Robert here with us next time. Maybe we can try to rope Robert into joining us or being a co-host on the next Invisible live stream.
Yes.
But okay, so Gabe, yeah, you had your moment there on the mic, and I'm just going to real quickly thank the people that are here with us and who joined us earlier, and then I will end the stream. So right now, Gabe and I are here with Jim, Pistachio, and Roseanne. Thank you all for being here with us. And earlier today, Birdie, Carl, Dusty, and Sam were here as well. So thank you all for joining us on this edition of the Invisible live stream. We're going to end the stream, and then we can keep hanging out in Toucan and chat a little bit more. So if you're listening on LinkedIn, thank you. And
Thank you,
maybe you
folks.
can join us on Toucan next time. Ciao for now.
Thank you so much.